One of the most courageous things I've seen people do in couples therapy is respond positively when I talk to them about being judgmental. So if someone's speaking judgmentally to their partner, that has such an intense negative impact on the therapy process that I'm usually going to try to deal with that immediately. And so I might say something like, I noticed that you are being pretty judgmental when you talk to your partner. And then it can go one of two ways. And what surprises me is how often it goes well, where I'll see their face change and it'll just soften. And they'll just be like, I know. And so watching someone recognize that and then immediately stop to where the judgment just falls out of their face. And then the rest of the session, they don't talk that way to their partner anymore. And watching that change happen in real time is so inspiring. I'll usually follow up with a question about, do you know where you learned this from? Because most of us are trying to put our best foot forward when we're in couples therapy. So when I'm in couples therapy with my wife, I'm not trying to make myself look bad. I'm trying to make myself look good. And so, if I show up to couples therapy and I'm being judgmental in couples therapy, it's usually because I'm not fully aware of how judgmental I am, or I don't realize what I really sound like. And that is usually related to, I grew up around someone who was pretty judgmental when I was young, and I kind of got used to it and it feels normal to me. So I don't have an accurate gauge of how off-putting it is to be condescending and judgmental, especially to someone you're married to. The other thing I like to talk about is, if I speak in a judgmental way to my wife, it actually makes it a lot harder for her to do the thing I want her to do, and it makes it less likely that I'm going to get my way. Because people hate being judged, and so if I talk to you in a judgmental way, you're less likely to do the thing that I want, because it just doesn't come naturally to us. So if someone's looking down on me, I'm going to feel a natural resistance to complying with their wishes. And if my wife, for example, is judging me or condescending to me, I'm not going to want to do the thing she wants me to do. It's just kind of deeply built into human nature that we respond that way. So whenever I see someone in couples therapy, be willing to immediately address the judgment in the way they talk and the way they think and the way they feel about their partner, I immediately have so much hope for that couple, because if you can change that, you can probably change almost everything about your relationship, because that judgment and condescension is often one of the hardest things to deal with. So if you can deal with that, you can probably deal with everything else as well.